Evening, everybody. This is the Hawk again. Let me begin by saying we have 15 attacks, farm attacks this week, from the 1st to the 15th of April. One murder. Almost in every province. It's terrible. And our great, illustrious president, Ramaphosa, tells us a story to the international communities that there's no farm attacks. And yet, in 15 days, we had 15 attacks, one a day. Pathetic. Mr. Zuma, he's in some serious trouble. First of all, he was given $30 million by the Libyan president just before he was assassinated in Libya, Omar Gaddafi. He gave them the money on the premise that that money would be given to his family should he not survive, or given to him should he escape. I am aware that a team of South African Special Forces guys went there to get him, but the British got him first. The British had a beef with him from the Lockheed bombing over Scotland many years ago. They were never going to let him live. Anyway, that money is now in question. Funny enough, our president, Mr. Ramaphosa, was in Egypt this week. And he was in Egypt because, I believe, he was talking to the Libyan president's son, because he is now vying for presidency of Libya. A strange coincidence. Israel, you may be wanting to listen to this. In South Africa, at the moment, there are approximately 40 training camps. ISIS, Hamas, Al-Qaeda, and Iran are there, supported by a communist government terrorist organization called the ANC. That's where they were. They were helped by these organizations before. Iran, Libya, to continue and fight the fight, the freedom fight. In 1993, they drafted a document of which Ramaphosa was the main orchestrator of it, stating that they would literally attack every white person in South Africa through their pension funds, their schools, non-work, the BEE laws, and many, many other things, which they escalated after Mandela died. So we find out that the farms, these farm acquisitions that they're doing, land reform, is a lie. And I'll tell you why. What they're really after is the minerals. There are 6, and we will bring this out on USAC later on, and we'll give you the big scoop on what's really going on. The 6 major farms that they're after. I don't want to give too much detail away right now until we have all the facts in place and we're not blowing smoke up your butt. But those farms have enough gold on them to pay the whole of the United States debt off in trillions of dollars. There's another reason for why these farms are being taken. Another thing too is, it is a known fact, and it will come out in the end, that Malema and the ANC are responsible for the farm attacks. The criminals that are being caught, that are doing and orchestrating these attacks on the farms, are being directed by Malema and by Sithuli House. meaning the ANC. In a twist of turns the other day, there was a local election in Freyheit and in Newcastle, I believe, or nope, Ladysmith, against the ANC, and the IFP knocked them clean out the water. They gave them a hiding in the election. This is something to come. The ANC is on a back burner. They're going to lose this election. The ATM, the ACO, COPE, DA, and a few others will take this election, form a coalition, and destroy the ANC, and woe betide the ANC. If they increase gasoline extremely, they're going to call for martial law. And you will find millions and millions of black people, close to 25 million black people, will go against the ANC on this matter. And they will form an interim government and replace the ANC if they do this. And to all the military in South Africa that are there right now, that take orders from these communists, remember, in the end, you'll have nothing left if you support these criminals. They have lied to you. They have used you as their soldiers to commit crimes against your people people you fought for freedom. And those few hundred that are inside government are stealing everything, corrupting everything. Everything is falling apart. Everything is falling apart. Do you really want this? This is not about white people or black people. This is about everybody. They're using excuses of racism that are 25 years old. Racism is nonsense. It's just criminals trying to get as much as they can to leave. They don't care about you. If they did care about you, you'd have great roads, great schools, great hospitals, and great everything. They're all lying. Now, let's discuss the stupidity of some of these politicians. You have a cyclone goes through Natal, KwaZulu-Natal, and suddenly a person like Andile and a few other politicians are suddenly saying, and these are the ministers of environmental affairs, are saying that the white man created a cyclone that went through Natal and it killed 70 people and washed half the place away, and this was caused by white people. Oh, and remember, the Minister of Agriculture, who knows all about farming, also said, don't worry about the farms. You can go to Checkers or Pick n Pay, and that's where you can get your food from. Oh, my Lord, what are you doing? Stupidity beyond even belief. I had a policeman state, or a chief of police said, we have a new blood testing thing for your alcohol, to check your blood levels in your alcohol. You can't make this up. You honestly cannot make this up. Now, to the educated people in South Africa, and I'm not talking about just one color or one race or what, these educated people in South Africa, please vote these fools out and put educated, well-versed, sensible people in power that can make decisions that are good for all our people, instead of these stupid criminals that we are allowing to dictate the stupidity of your day. Communism doesn't work, nor does criminalism, nor does corruption. Stop it now, and do not vote for the ANC or the IFP. I disagree with nature reclaiming land back. Everybody has a right to live on that land. Anybody that takes the land away from people, they need to pay them compensation for their land. Given the mistakes of the past, one cannot resolve them the way they're doing them now. It's a human rights violation Period. End of story. I will not talk about anything else. It's a human rights violation. And what they do not understand is by taking the land, the banks will not get paid. And by the banks not getting paid, your economy will collapse, your food supply will collapse, and your human rights, you'll have a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. This is absolute stupidity. I apologize then. Yes, the storm did take back the land and the nature, and it washed away a lot of stuff. And if you look at the Durban Harbor right now, it's a disgusting mess full of plastic. The entire harbor is clogged with plastic and rubble. And if the people of Natal need to help go to the harbor and clean that mess up, somehow, some way, all of you volunteer. It might show unity. The ANC and the EFF are one and the same. Malema is dressing up as the president now and taking pictures, looking like a clown. Him and Ramaphosa are having comedy shows with each other, showing that they are brothers and they don't have problems with each other and whatever and whatever. Well, I find it ironic that now suddenly they bust their friends and they're going to form a coalition. It's obvious because they know they're going to lose. Please be aware of it. Don't be suckered by it. And any white people that vote for the EFF, you're damn stupid. Talking about the EFF, let's go to AfriForum. So, to the Freedom Front. Now, the Freedom Front filed a motion to the Human Rights Organization regarding the EFF's behavior with regards to their rhetoric on on race and inciting for murder. They've taken them back on again, which is a good thing. Brave. One of the only people that are doing it. Okay. They also went against the Mandela Foundation, complaining about the old apartheid flag. What I find ironic is that the government won't deal with Andile Masatama or Umama running around screaming that kill the white people, kill the women and children and their pets. They don't say anything about that, but they're quick to run around about a flag. A flag? Come on, guys. I mean, I saw, what, 20 lawyers in there squabbling about a piece of paper, a piece of rag with some colors on it, instead of dealing with the issues of South Africa, where you have political parties inciting the murder of racist minorities. It's ridiculous. At least AfriForum has stepped forward with their lawyers. Where's the rest of you guys? Where's the rest of the political parties that need to stand up and fight this thing? You've got 9 days left, so you're going to allow this to happen. Here's another thing that happened the other day. The Freedom Front. If I get my thing right here, took on the IEC. And the chief prosecutor, resigning prosecutor, Mr. Boise Henry, and I think it's Umbuya, he set aside the decision that the IEC never put the BLF on the government gazette list of people being elected. So therefore, they should have been disqualified. They left them off deliberately so people wouldn't complain. The judge then set this thing aside, saying that the IEC needs to rectify this in a timely manner. Well, that's too late. The election's in a few days' time. And the decision is in terms of Section 15, bracket 5, of the Electoral Commissions Act of 51 of 1996. Strange. Strange they didn't put their number on it. So let me get back to my other issues here. So Germany is in Southwest Africa. They have redone every road, main road. They've rebuilt them. They've rebuilt the power, the hydroelectric power. They've rebuilt the harbors. They've rebuilt the infrastructure. They have a military presence in Southwest Africa, so does the US. Botswana, they've increased the military presence in Botswana. You have Russia and Zimbabwe. Here's the ironic part about Russia and Zimbabwe. You have a government that for the last 30 years has kicked out all the whites, destroyed all the farms, and people are eating rats. The government attacked their own people the other day because they didn't like what they increased the fuel price to extreme amounts of money, like the South African government is doing right now. And then declared martial law and started killing their own people. Suddenly, when they realized that they were in trouble, they went to Russia in their entire cabinet in an airplane they hired that they couldn't even pay for. They went to Russia. They asked for Russia's help. Putin said, okay, well, there's gold, there's copper, there's minerals they would need. So they actually asked a white government, a white majority government, to come and bail them out. Now, just before the elections in South Africa, the fuel price is going up too, to an extreme amount of money. To pay the military to declare martial law right before the elections. This is what they're doing. Be prepared. Don't get caught with your pants down. Make sure you have water, food, weapons to defend yourselves. Doesn't matter what it is. Farmers, paint your windows black so they can't shoot you through the window. Keep pangas inside your house by the windows. As he sticks his arm through the window, chop it off. I'm telling you what to do. Get broomsticks and put knives on the end of them so you can stab them from a distance that they can't get to you. Defend yourselves. Don't be complacent and go outside because there's a tap dripping or the cat's crying or you hear a baby or you hear help or you think it's the police. Do not go outside. We've had 15 attacks in 15 days. One murder. The man was alone. Here again, I state, go and find people to stay on your farms with you, to help you. Where is the volk and the fatherland? Nobody. You don't want to help each other. It's a disgrace. Don't cry to me, oh, we need help, because you don't want to help yourselves. You're all couch warriors. Where's the leaders? Where are you guys? Be aware. Russia wants to go to the gold standard. So does most of the world now. There's gold in South Africa, a lot of it. It's in the ground, and this criminal government wants their hands on it. It's got to be stopped. These farms that they're after has nothing to do with farmland. The government already owns 75% of this land. They don't deserve any more. And that land needs to go to our people, black and white. Why are you still in the townships? It's not white people's fault that you're still in the townships. That's the government's fault. The clinics they built never got medicine. The farms they gave to people didn't get help because the banks refused to help them because the banks are complicit. Do not support the Absa Bank. I would pull your money out there and go to another bank today. They are helping the ANC, the EFF, and the BLF. They are bad news. Get rid of the Absa Bank. Collapse them. Boycott them. Do whatever you have to do. Do not support them. And any bank that supports these political parties, boycott them. Find something else. So the Venda dairy farmers that are black dairy farmers, they truly believe that the ANC now is going to help them. After 25 years of not helping them, they're going to reverse help them because they've done the same thing again, told them another lie. Venda, that's where Ramaphosa's from, right? So he's there smiling again. Don't worry, brother, I'm going to help you. Absolute lie. Guys, don't believe these Tutsis anymore. Umanga. And I can only say that in Zulu because I don't know what it is in Spanish. Like, they've lied to you for so long. It's absolute nonsense. No more. Don't believe it. This Malema dressing up as the president, what does that tell you? But just listen to this. Listen, Malema's just a Mompumpan. He's nothing. He's only worried about himself. His own members are now resigning from all the corruption, the money that they've been getting. He's been putting in his pocket, dressing up in Imani suits, nice shiny shoes. Now he's dressing up like the president. You guys in the EFF that you think is believing this Tsotsi, you're crazy. He's lying to you. He's just taking your money. Senior members of the EFF are joining the ATM because they're realizing he's not trying to help you. He's just a Tsotsi. He's part of the ANC. He's the same thing. I will guarantee you. You vote for the EFF, you're joining the ANC. It's the ANC. Don't join them. Join real people that will really help you. These ANC people have done nothing for you for 25 years. This is not about white people. And I agree, there's been a lot of disparities for whites and blacks, and it needs to change. It should have changed over 25 years. They never changed nothing. All they did was replace the government. They left apartheid just like it was. They never fixed nothing. They never changed nothing. They just changed the government. That's all they did. Don't blame the white people. Blame the government. The government that you keep voting in. Don't vote for them no more. So, and now I have to say this, I have to read this thing. Charlize Theron, this famous South African actress, is a disgrace. And if you hear this video, Charlize Theron, I'm disgusted at you and appalled that you can wear a t-shirt with Malema on it or with the fist of the BLF, and you being sending them money and you're proud of it. So you're assisting in the murder of your own people, the torture and rape and murder of your own people. Are you truly mad? I suggest that everybody boycott this woman's movies. And if I am wrong, contact me. Call me a liar. But I would like every South African that's out there that can see this video, send her a message that she's a disgrace. She's assisting in the murder of her own people and needs to be boycotted and needs to be disgraced throughout the world for her behavior. I'm appalled. I'm appalled that she can support people who rape 3-year-olds on tables, drill holes in old people, pour hot water on old people's heads, rape 80-year-old women, chop people to pieces, shoot them in the face, shoot an entire family watching TV, cut a woman from her privates to her neck, stick brooms through a child. Torture them for hours with irons, burn them with hot glowing torches, burn their eyes out, dig their eyes out. How disgusting. 70,000 people have been murdered since 1994 and you giving them money? Just because you're taking black children as foster children and dressing them up as girls instead of boys, which they are. You have some serious issues to deal with, young lady. You're a disgrace to the Afrikaans people. You're a disgrace to South Africa, and you should never be allowed to be back in that place. How can you even? Oh, you disgust me. In my closing message, and this is to the ANC, allow every single white person in South Africa to leave. Grant them visas, passports, pay them compensation for every stick of land, car, furniture, everything. The entire country, every single white person, every child, every mother, father, everybody. Call all the Western countries in the world, all of them. Canada, America, England, Germany, Austria, Holland, French, Portugal, Greece, everywhere. White Western countries, America, South America, Brazil, Australia, New Zealand. Ask them to take the 4 million white South Africans. Ask them to send plane loads so we can get them all out. Ships. Give them 6 to 8 months to leave. Ask countries throughout the world to take them. Pay them compensation for their land and their stuff. And I will give you 6 months and you will collapse. You have no tax base. You will have no education. You will have nothing. Is this what you want? You'll have no food. You'll have no farming. You will have nothing. And if you continue with your BEE laws, you will have nothing. To the new government that comes in power, remember, for nearly 400 years, enough blood has been spilled in that country. Crime is your problem. Racism is your problem. Hatred is your problem. You were supposed to have a peace commission. What people don't understand, communism is anti-Christian. More than half of South Africa is Christians. More than half. Don't let these anti-Christian evil people take your country. And I'm calling on everybody in South Africa, not just whites. This is not about white people. This is about peace. My message is not about white people. My organization is called the United South African Coalition. And why I say coalition is because there is only one race, and it's the human race, and we're made of many colors. There's brown people, yellow people, white people, and black people, and the in-betweens. You have but a few days to make a very serious decision. Do you want another 24 years of this corruption? There's a black professor in Northern Africa who says that corruption is a human rights violation because it destroys the facts of man. It destroys the fact that a man does not have a school, he does not have a road, he doesn't have a job, because the fat cats are driving the Mercedes. There was an interview the other day, and I said this the other day, in Dubai. And a black TV crew was asking I think they were from Nigeria, and they were asking people from Dubai, why do they have so much? And they said, all we have is oil. We don't have a lot of oil. We don't have infrastructure. We don't have industry. We don't have mining. We have nothing but oil and the sea. But we have a very good leader. A leader who does not put his money in his pocket. He shares it with his people. These politicians that you have right now have sold our country to the Chinese. The Chinese are building entire cities just for Chinese people. There's 250,000 Chinese people now in South Africa. Many of them are ex-military. They're building massive power stations, not for South Africa, but for those cities. Do not vote for the ANC anymore. Do not vote for the EFF or the BLF. BLF, what a joke. Nobody's ever going to invest in that country, hearing the rhetoric of that fool. Can you imagine him at the UN standing up and expecting to get investments in South Africa when he's talking about killing white people? This is the 21st century, people. Who owns IMF? The Germans. Who runs Europe? The Germans. Who's in Southwest Africa? The Germans. Who runs the US? The US. Who has the biggest military in the world? The US. Who controls most of the economies of the world through the investments, through the banking, through the systems, through the investments, through the buying power is the US and Europe. Vote for the right people to be put in power that will allow you to have industry, farming, jobs, schools, roads, clinics, hospitals, and a great life. I'm out of here. You be safe. Hopefully we'll do this again. And before I go, DA, come talk to me. I don't know why you're scared. And any other political party that wants to come here and tell their story, I'm available till the elections. I'm out of here. Take care. Be safe. Paint your windows.